Hello students, welcome back for our final installment for the extrude, bevel, and hole portion of our color spheres. Here's a previous example where I have an extrude. You can see the hole. I decided to kind of try to make it look like it was cracked, like there was an eggshell. I really kind of liked how that looked, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do that again today. So this is the example that we're going to work on. And it's really kind of easy to do if we kind of follow the steps. You think about our doodads and some of those things. So first we're going to zoom into the spot. I've sampled a very dark color, if you see that in my color picker. I sampled it from another one of the spheres. And the first thing we're going to do is just paint the shape of the hole. You can kind of see me building up different layers. Start with a bigger brush, kind of create the big shape, and then after that I'll switch to a smaller brush size and go through and start to kind of draw the little cracks, kind of move off of some of those corners, find spots to make it a little bit darker and thicker, and other spaces to make it keep it kind of light. So I've zoomed in quite a bit so that I can kind of get some of that detail. And really the first thing all I'm really thinking about is getting the shape of the hole so that it feels kind of like it's something that could really happen, and then making the cracks feel like there's spots where it gets deeper and there's more missing, and there's other spots where it's really thin and you can kind of see just a very faint kind of part of it. So once I get pretty far along there, then I can move around and start to kind of fix some of that. I'm going to sample the dark color in our bevel, and I'm going to paint that on the inside right edges. So you can see that over on the right side, on the inside, it's showing me the thickness of the sphere. And we want to be able to see some of that, because that will help to kind of convince the eye that that's not a flat shape, it's got some form to it, and it's got something else to reference when we look over at the bevel that we've already made. So after I've done that, I'm going to sample like a medium color, and I'm going to put a little bit of that along the edge when that turns into the parts that I just painted. It's just going to give us a little more color. There's not a lot of those spots, but it just feels like it kind of gives it a little more color, a little bit more depth, especially when we zoom out. So those are those parts. And then the last part that you want to do is get a brighter highlight. So we're going to kind of zoom out, take a look at this. Now I'm going to zoom in, and I've got like a whitish version close to our highlight. And those are going to be the opposite of the right side. The right side has the darker kind of thickness shadow. The left side is going to catch some light. It's going to be a little bit brighter, especially up next against the dark hole that we can see behind it. So that's the idea, is you've gone through and created those brighter spots to catch the light and the other spots that go away from the light. And that's what's going to help make the hole look convincing, whether it's a nice, even, rounded hole or it's something that looks like a crack like mine. It's really kind of up to you how you want to make it look. Here at the end, we're going to kind of show you, here's the hole. We could turn it on, turn it off. Then we'll move over to the extrude, turn it off, turn it back on. They're all on their own layer. Here is the bevel, turn it off, turn it back on. And they should all have their own layer, just because I think it makes your life a little bit easier. So hopefully this helped. This is our final installment of the extrude, bevel, and hole. And hopefully you'll have a successful project. See you soon.